Discover the untold story of Prince behind the Hollywood curtains. And once again, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another episode of Hollywood Insiders. This video dives deep into the iconic artist's legendary private life, where industry moments, and his unforgettable impact on the entertainment world. Watch as we discover the man behind the mystery. Don't forget to share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss out on these deep dives into Hollywood legends. Prince Rogers Nelson was born into a musical family in Minnesota and used absolute creativity and independence to launch himself from a local teenager into a global phenomenon. He mastered dozens of instruments by ear during a turbulent childhood, formed high school bands or influential high school bands, and eventually navigated an unprecedented contract at just 19 years old that changed the music industry standards forever. Musical roots and childhood. Prince's parents, jazz pianist John Lewis Nelson and singer Maddie Della Shaw, met through the Prince Rogers trio after his parents divorced when he was 10. Prince experienced a highly unstable home environment. He moved in with a neighboring family, the Andersons, and bonded with their son, Andre Simone. Coping with childhood epilepsy and bullying, Prince drew his entire focus into music. He spent thousands of hours practicing instruments in the basement, teaching himself how to play the piano, drum, guitar, and bass completely by ear. First band in the Minnesota sound. In 1973, Prince, Andre Simone, and cousin Charles Smith formed their first band, Grand Central, later joined by a future star, Morris Day. The group primarily formed high-energy instrumental funk at local clubs. By his mid-teens, Prince worked as a sessionist, a musician at Cookhouse Studios, and began crafting what became the signature of Minneapolis sound. This style blended funk, rock, and pop while replacing traditional horn section and synthesizers and electronic drum machines. The historic Warner Brothers deal. In 1976, Prince recorded a solo demo tape that caught the eye of local businessman Owen Husney. Husney recognized his genius and deployed a brilliant marketing strategy, creating an aura of mysteries around the 18-year-old. He told record labels that he represented a self-contained artist who wrote, sang, and played every instrument, but would only sign if given complete artist control. This bold stance sparked a major label bidding war. On June the 25th, 1977, a 19-year-old Prince officially signed a landmark 3-album contract with Warner Brothers. The historic agreement provided full artistry control as the solo album producer a guaranteed multiple album package credit for playing all 27 instruments on his debut. This contract set a brand new precedent for young black artists in the music industry. It paved the way for his 1978 debut album, For You, and his rapid ascension to stardom. The backing band from Revolution to Power. While Prince was self-contained, a studio servant, his live shows required highly disciplined backing bands. He maliciously auctioned and drilled his musicians, pushing them through a legendary 12-hour rehearsal jams. The Revolution years active 1979/1986. Key members: Wendy Melvoin, Lisa Coleman, and Bobby Z, and Mac Frank, and Brown Mark. Impact: Modeling died. After Shy and the Family Stone, this radical, racial, and gender diverse band skyrocketed to fame during the Purple Rain era. They won 3 Grammys Awards and secured multiple #1 hits before Prince abruptly disbanded them in 1986. The New Power Generation, years active 1990-2013. Key members: Maurice Hayes, Michael Bland, Tommy Barbato, Sonny Thompson, and later Rosie Gaines. Impact, also known as the NPG. This powerhouse collective leaned heavily into the hard funk, hip hop, and contemporary R&B. They anchored the chart-topping hits like Get Off and Cream, accommodating a rotating roster of elite musicians over 2 decades. Third Die Girl, years active 2012/2016. Key members are Donald Grannis, Hannah Walton, and Idol, Christian Nelson. Impact, an all-female heavy funk rock trio that marked Prince's return to raw, guitar-driven rock music. They toured intensely with him on the hit and run tours and recorded the analog LP. Music, life, and profile output. Prince's career was defined by an unimaginable height-focused work ethic. The vault. Prince sold over 100 million records and released 39 studio albums. However, his creativity output far outpaced industry schedules. At his pace part at stake, he maintained a secured climate-controlled vault containing thousands of unreleased songs, full music video, and a broad set of side projects. The ghostwriter. He routinely wrote massive hits for other artists under like Star or Christopher. Hits like Nothing Compares to You, Sinead O'Connor, Manic Monday, The Bingo, and I Feel For You by Chaka Khan were all written by Prince. Multiple instrumentalists on stage and in the studio. Prince was the ultimate. He could actually switch between face-melting rock, guitar solo, intricate jazz piano arrangement, and deep groove funk bass lines. A revolutionary legacy. Prince did not just change how music sounded, he changed how the entertainment industry operated, fighting for ownership. In the 1990s, Prince went to war with Warner Brothers over the ownership of his master recordings. He famously performed with the word slave written on his face and changed his name to an unpronounceable love symbol. The battle permanently altered how modern musicians view corporate contracts, publishing rights, and creativity independence. Breaking the internet, he was a true digital pioneer. He bypassed traditional record labels entirely by launching the NPG Music Club in 2001, becoming one of the first major global acts to sell music, ticket, and subscription directly to fans online. The Minneapolis sound, by fusing sneak pop, new wave, rock, and R&B into a single synthetic, he completely erased the lines between black music and white music on mainstream radio, permanently altering the pop landscape. The historic battle with Warner Brothers in the early 90s, Prince sparked one of the most public, volatile, and groundbreaking corporate feud in entertainment history against his label, Warner Brothers. The conflict, Prince's creativity output was incredibly prolific. He wanted to release albums as soon as he recorded them, but Warner Bros. Restricted his output, fearing that flooding the market would dilute his brand and hurt sales. The slave protest, feeling trapped by the landmark contract he signed at 19, Prince began performing with the word slave written on his forehead. He publicly compared the traditional record label system to a form of industry bondage, to warn young artists about corporate trap doors. The symbol. In 1993, he legally changed his name to an unpronounceable love symbol to nullify the label's marketing power over his birth name. The press began calling him the artist formerly known as Prince. To fulfill his remaining contract obligation, he rushed out albums of older material just to gain his freedom. The victory. Decades later, on April the 18th of 2014, Prince finalized a triumphant new agreement with Warner Brothers. The label surrendered complete ownership of his master's recording back to him, cementing a major victory for artists' independence. Muses and Portuguese discovered that Prince was a dedicated mentor who took immense pride in launching the career of other artists with a particular emphasis on elevating highly talented female musicians. The Time/Mars Day. Prince assembled this legendary funk band in Minnesota and wrote or produced the majority of their early hits, establishing his childhood friend Morris Day as a charismatic frontman. I do believe many people thought that were in some kind of way. I'm not sure if they were. Cheetah E. Virus, percussionist, who became one of his closest creative partners. Prince produced her breakthrough hits, including the 1984 smash, The Glamorous Life, Vanity/Apollonia. Prince created the vocal trio Vanity 6, fronted by his muse Vanity Matthews. When she departed, she became the filmy, when she departed, the place Prince called home was Paisley Park, and his legendary music library is currently split in ownership between independent entertainment company, primarily Wave Music, in a group formed by Prince's longtime associates, Remaining Heirs. Location of Paisley Park is in Chadston, Minnesota. Details: built in 1987, this 10,065,000 square foot complex served as Prince's private heaven, production facility, and permanent home. It features massive recording studios, a Hollywood-side sound stage, and his heavy portrait underground music vault. Current status: following his passing, the estate was converted into a public museum in the late 2016, allowing fans to tour his living quarters and creativity spaces. Who owns his library of music now? Because Prince died without a spouse or a legal will, his estate fell into a highly complex, multiple-year legal battle. The ownership of his massive music catalog, names, likeness, and legendary vault, or unreleased songs is now divided into primary factions. Primarily Wave Music, approximately 42/50% stake. The prominent independent music publishing firm acquired the massive piece of the estate by purchasing the direct inheritance right of three of Prince's siblings, K. Nelson, Alfred Jackson, and Omar Baker, actively partner in monitoring his composition and managing his catalog. Prince Legacy LLC remaining stake. This entity is controlled by a longtime Prince adversary, including entertainment lawyer L. Lauderdale Macmillan and Charles Baser, alongside Prince's remaining siblings Sharon and John Nelson, who refused to sell their stakes. Their goal is to maintain creative decision aligned in how Prince would have run his empire. The global publishers, while the estate retains ownership of its masters, the catalog, physical administration, and worldwide publishing are managed through Universal Music Publishing Group, UMPG. The story behind Welcome to America. Prince's 40th studio album is the very first fully released postpartum album. Is a fascinating tale of an archive masterpiece in a transition period for his estate. The discovery of his lost masterpiece. Prince recorded Welcome to America is the spring of 2010 at Paisley Park. It was deeply political album addressing corporate greed, manipulation, radical injustice, and technological distraction. He even mapped out a 2010/2011 tour of the same name. However, right before its scheduled 2011 release, Prince mysteriously shelved the project for an unknown reason and locked it away. It sat untouched to a Prince's estate. Official archives Michael Howard discovered it completely finished album on label Burn CDR inside the legendary Paisley Park underground vault. The transition era of Estate's management. To understand how it was released, it helps to look at the timeline of his estate management. The probate wilderness 2016-2022. When Prince passed away without a will in 2016, his estate entered a chaotic 6-year legal battle in Minnesota's probate court. During his interim phase, the estate was overseen by a court-appointed bank alongside Prince advisor. The transition point in 2021, Welcome to America, was officially released January the 30th, 2021. This happened right during the final transitional phase of the legal battle, just as the two current manager fictions, Primary Waves Music and Prince Legacy LLC, were buying up interests and solidifying their joint control before the court formally dismissed the bank in 2022. Prince Rogers Nelson was a force of nature. From a teenager in Minneapolis demanding total creativity freedom to a global icon who redefined pop, rock, and funk. He did things entirely on his own terms. Even today, the battles he fought for artist ownership and the music still locked inside his Paisley Park vault continues to shape the entire music industry. The man may be gone, but the Minneapolis sound will live forever. If you love this deep dive into the hidden world of a true Hollywood legend, make sure you smash that button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss out an episode of Hollywood Insiders. Now I would like to hear from you. If you could pull just one unreleased project out of Prince's vault, what would it be? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.